Hey everyone, so I just want to talk about my thoughts and opinions here on the new Pixel 9 Pro XL versus the older 7 Pro. Now this is of course about 2 years old. This is brand new, just came out not too long ago. First, let's talk about the way they look. Again, this is my own opinion here. I do like the way the new one looks over the old one. Not to say I do not like the way the 7 Pro looks. I really do like the way this one looks too. I just think this looks more premium. This looks more like a $1,100 phone than the old one does, which this is now $1,100 here in the US. I believe these, when it came out, were like 1,900, something like that. I do think this looks a bit more premium. I think this looks more in leagues with the Samsung Ultras or the iPhone Pro Maxes. I think that does look a lot more premium than the old one does. But again, I do like the way this looks. It's just, I think this looks a bit nicer. Now this visor is, I do like the way this thing looks too. It does look really cool. Again, I do like the way this one wraps all the way around the back though. And this thing is pretty big. It's definitely bigger than the old ones. Like this thing is massive, which of course adds some to the thickness of the device. And this is a bigger overall device than the 7 Pro, which is one thing I do not like. I do like nice thin phones. The 7 Pro Max, 7 Pro is definitely thinner than the new one. Then going to the front here, you have a flat display versus the old 7 Pro has a curved display. Personally, I don't care either way. I do not mind curved displays, but I know a lot of people do not like them. But this, again, does feel and look bigger than the old one. Then let's talk about performance-wise. Let's just go on to Chrome here. We'll go to Best Buy. Both of these have been to Best Buy before. You see they both load in pretty much the same time. Let's go ahead and we'll hit the TV. And again, they're both very nice and quick. In a way, actually the 7 Pro almost seems to be loading in faster. Might be because I've used it more because it's a bit older. But they will both load in about the same. Go ahead and hit this. And then while we're on here, let's talk about the displays. Both these do have up to 120 Hz refresh rate, which I do have turned on. My brightness is, we'll go ahead and turn it up all the way. So there we go. This is definitely going to be brighter, and it definitely does look nicer than the 7 Pro when they are side by side. If they're not side by side, this looks very good, and this is definitely nice and bright. But side by side, the 9 definitely wins. The white is a lot more white. Hopefully you guys can see that in the video. This is like very white. This looks a lot more like a pinkish hue to it. Again, something you're not going to notice if they are not side by side, but when they are, you definitely do notice it. Now, all the nice colors and stuff really do pop on both of these. They both look really good. Just like the blacks and the darks look really good on both of them as well. Again, I will say the 9 Pro XL is better, but you're not going to notice it unless they're side by side. Continuing on here with performance, we're going to Monster Hunter now. So this is, of course, a game. It's a Monster Hunter game for the mobile, similar to like Pokemon Go, but instead of catching Pokemon, you go out and hunt monsters. So let this load in. Again, like on this image here, they both look really, really good. So we can see it will load in faster on the new one. So doing heavier tasks like gaming is where you're going to notice most of the difference here. It's going to load in, what's that, 3 or 4 seconds faster. But of course, once you're loaded into the game, let's see if we can find, there we go. There's really no issue. Well, there is no issue with either of them. So we'll go ahead and hunt. And we can see here they are both nice and smooth. But because I am hunting the same monster, it kicked me out of it on the one that loaded in a little bit faster. But they are both nice and smooth in gaming. Very quickly, I want to talk about cameras. They are both excellent cameras. Google has always had excellent cameras. They're always like one of the best phones for camera wise. So I took this picture from maybe 2-3 feet away from a fan that this is from. And I zoomed in all the way, which is on both of these is 30 times zoom. And they both look really good. But I will say, again, this does look a bit more clear. But this is not by any means bad. Again, this is very, very close to us, to me. You can do 0.5 up to 30 times zoom on both of them. again, the 9 does look better. Of course, it is 2 years newer. They have made improvements to it, but other than a little bit of improvements, I don't think there's much of a difference. I think most people are going to be very happy with either of these. Just again, to note, of course, the new one is a little bit better. And one more thing to note is the new one with the new AI, which is of course Google's biggest selling point here, is it does have this Add Me feature in, where you can have a couple of people standing that want to be in the picture. You go ahead and take said picture, and then you switch places with one of those two people, or one of those people, and then they go ahead and take another picture with you in it, and then you kind of combine them together, and it adds you in as it's showing off here. So I think that's really, really cool. Something I personally will probably never use, but some people will. Again, I'm not really a big camera person. I don't take a lot of pictures whatsoever. I just do videos for YouTube. But that is a really cool feature that is not, at least currently, not on the 7 Pro. And then that leads me into the AI. Let's talk about more of the AI stuff here. So Google has always been about their AI, and including what we just saw there, this does have more AI stuff. This now has like the Gemini in it, where this one has, as right now, at least for me, it just has Google. But with that said, I mean, if you're just doing things like opening apps, if I hit them both at the same time, open up Facebook. They are both basically the same on speed. We'll go do this one more time. Open up Roblox. And there we go. So again, they are both basically the same on speed. Difference is going to be the new one is a little bit faster because it's a little bit faster at opening up things. Then according to a Google post from Google I found online, there are 14 new things you can do with the AI, but a lot of them have to do with either the Google Buds, their earphones, their earbuds, or they have to do with the watch. So, I mean, a whole bunch of them have to do with either of those two things. And if you do not have either of those two things, you're not going to be able to do them anyway. But there are other things, like we just showed off with the camera. That is going to be probably their biggest thing, I would say. But another really cool thing that you can do with AI is when you are talking to somebody on a phone call, afterwards you can have the AI do a summary of said phone call. So that is really cool if you're somebody who takes a bunch of phone calls. Personally, I never talk on the phone. I maybe talk on the phone once or twice a month. And that's like call my parents or something like that. So I'm never going to have to use that feature, but it is a really cool feature if you need something like that, to make a summary of your phone call. And I said there's a few other things out there, but there's stuff to do with like the weather, which I don't care about. A whole bunch of AI stuff that I just really do not care about. And once again, stuff that has to do with either Google Pixel Watch or their earbuds, which I do not have either of. So again, for me, that stuff doesn't really matter. So what would I say overall? For me personally, if you already have a 7 Pro, unless you really want those new AI features and a couple of seconds faster loading time when you're playing games, it's not worth the upgrade from this to that, especially when you consider this thing here in the US is now $1,100. That is a lot of money, and you are in Samsung the Samsung Ultra territory. They're always on sale, and you're also getting into the iPhone Pro Max territory. You're getting very close to it. So to me, it's just, if you already have and you're already happy with a 7 Pro or an 8 Pro, I don't think it's worth the upgrade to the new one. It does look really nice. It does actually work very nice, but so does the old one. Personally, I don't think it's worth the upgrade. But that is me. Again, if you really want those AI features or a little bit of a newer, faster phone, then sure, go for it. And you have the money to use on it, go ahead. But if you already have one of these, or the 8 Pro or 8, and you're happy with it, I don't see a reason to upgrade. Those are my thoughts and opinions. Y'all let me know what you think. I still really like this phone. It's still an awesome phone. But yeah, y'all let me know what you think. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good one. I'll see you next time.